Welcome to Excel class. This is Introduction to Excel. Excel is one of the most used business intelligence tool out there in the world. I could say the most used because almost every company has it, use it in one way or the other to do one task or the other. So Excel, as simple as you can see it, it's so powerful beneath. The instructions, the functions that power this simple sheet, it's so powerful. It's super powerful. I don't know how to explain it, but it's so powerful behind it. So it can actually be used to do some things as simple or as basic as data entry. Simple data entry, you can use Excel to do that. And you can use it to do things as complex as web application. Yes, you can use Excel to build web application. As simple as you see this, you can use it to do amazing things. Now, Excel can also be used or is heavily used for data analysis. We can use it to clean our data, filter data, analyze data, build dashboards. Excel is that powerful. It gives you that functionality to do a lot of things. Excel can also be used to automate a lot of processes so that you just go ahead and do what you want to do. Excel can be used by different organizations, different departments to do one thing or the other as it pertains to their own department. So it's important you know it. And then the shocker here is Excel is actually used by so many companies as their main database. And you'll be like, what do you mean? Database? Yes, Excel is used for database by so many companies. So when you go there, you find out that all their data is in Excel, one Excel or the other, all gathered into one particular folder, and they call it their data. That's where all their data is. So Excel is used as database. But should Excel be used as database? No. Capital no. So we do not encourage it. It is not a database, so don't use it as database. It's only a sheet. So you're welcome again to Excel. And as we say, it's used for so many things. Now, when you come to Excel, the first level of Excel is called a workbook. So when you find yourself using Excel, what you notice is that when you save your file, when you save that your Excel file, that Excel file you save is called a workbook. And you can see what a workbook is. So that Excel file is a workbook. Now, within a workbook, we have several tabs called sheets. So a workbook comprises of multiple sheets. And if I want more sheets, you can see down here, you will see all the sheets I have. If I want more sheets, since I am here, I can keep adding sheets. And it keeps adding. Because there is sheet 2 here, it continues with sheet 3, sheet 4, sheet 5. And we can have as many sheets as possible. So a workbook contains several sheets, and we can have as many as we can as possible. And that is why people easily use it as their database, but that's not recommended. That's not recommended. Now, so for this sheet can represent many things. So this can represent your employee data. The first sheet can represent your employee name. The next sheet can represent your sales. The next sheet can represent your customer table. You know, different sheets can represent different things depending on how you want to organize your data. And you can have as many sheets as you can in this workbook. All right, so just remember that as much as you have these worksheets, you have these sheets, the more they increase, the heavier the data, the Excel file. And at some point, it might be difficult to load. So just take note of that so that you control, because you can actually open a new worksheet. So you control what you want to put on a particular amount of data you want to have on a particular sheet. And for also backup, it's better you share your data in different places. All right, so now this is sheets. So imagine if I click here, you can see we have many sheets hidden. If I click this right arrow, we have the ones hidden by the right. The left arrow, we have the one hidden by the left. So you need to just watch here. When I click, you say it keeps hiding, thereby giving us the one that is hidden by the left here. Now, having known that we have so many sheets hidden here, say we have about 50 sheets and it's difficult for us to keep scrolling until we get to the one we want. What we can do is we come here, you see this arrow here, you can see this arrow here. So you double click on this arrow. Oh, sorry, you right click on this arrow. All right, so let's move it the other way. So you right click on this arrow. When you right click on this arrow, it brings out all the sheets. Now you can see challenge 2. I cannot find challenge 2 here. That's because it is hidden. So I can go here, double click on it, and it will take me straight to that sheet. See? It takes me straight to that sheet. Okay, so I can't find the first sheet, sheet 1. And I am here, let's say this one is even in sheet 100. I want to go back to sheet 1. Can come here and go back to sheet 1. Double click on sheet 1, and I am on sheet 1. And that is how simple it is. Just right click here, you will find all the sheet name. Double click on the sheet name and you are on the sheet. So easy and so simple. Now on each sheet, you can use color to code each sheet to tell us what each sheet means. So this sheet 1, I could come here and say, okay, I want my sheet 1 to be red. All right, so I want this red. All right, so it is red. Can you see? Sheet 1 now is red. Sheet 2, I want it to be green. You right click, you come here, you code it. And that's it, green. Depending on what you want, it's up to you to control what you want. And so this color should even mean a lot to you. There should be color that you should easily use to identify each sheet name. So that when you're here, you know that this one is sheet 4. Sheet 4 is purple, and you always know that you don't even need to check the name. You already know that purple represents sheet 4. You just go straight. Sheet 1 is red. I just know wherever I see that, I know it's sheet 1. And that's how easy it is for you to, identify your sheets. So let's move on. So I right click. You can see that I can insert sheets. Oh, so all right. So I can insert sheets and some other things here, but we are not inserting anything yet. So another thing is I can delete, I can rename. So this is sheet 5. I want to rename it to sales. And here am I. I'll just click it and enter, and I am here. I've been able to rename it. Okay, so I can move or copy. I'll show you how to easy way to move. All right, so we're not going to this view code. You can also protect your sheets. So you can also protect your sheet, put a password. When you put a password, what it means is, so I don't want anyone to be able to sort my sheet. I don't want anybody to be able to do any of this on this particular sheet. and I will put it, the password is password. So we enter password, password. All right. See, I can't type anything. Can you see? Can't do anything. Why? The cell or chart you are trying to change is on a protected sheet. So to make a change, unprotect the sheet, uh, to make a change or unprotect the sheet, you might be requested to enter a password. All right. So I will then go here and unprotect the sheet. Right click and unprotect the sheet. So I will put my password. And I have unprotected the sheet. So, and here we are, it's moving again. So you see, that's how beautiful it is to use this tab. So how are you going to use? So far, say Peculiar wants to send Fola dates and Peculiar wants Fola to only view. You cannot do anything on my sheet, just view. So where do you get it? When you have like a dashboard, you go to that particular tab, protect it, share your dashboard, and they are not, they will only view, they won't be able to do anything to your dashboard, they will only view your dashboard. You go there and protect it. And that's how simple it is. Protect it with password, send it to the person, and the person will be able to do anything to it. All right. So what else do we have here? You can also hide sheets. So I want to hide cell. I come here, I will hide the cell. So you can see that the cell is hidden. So the cell is hidden somewhere here. If I come here, all right, so all right, I will unhide. When I click on hide, it's telling me what you want to unhide. Cells. So I unhide it. Click hide. It will hide it. So depending on what you want, unhide, and I will unhide it. So depending on what you want, you can do a whole lot on this tab. So if you want to select all sheets, come here and you have selected all the sheets. And having selected all the sheets, what do I want to do? Okay, so I can't rotate. This color, let me use this. So you see, I can quickly give it one color. So let's say I want to give it this color. So you see, I've given it all the colors. So I can even choose the number of sheets I want. And I can ungroup sheets anyway. What else? I can rename all the sheets and delete all the sheets together. So let me ungroup them. But first of all, okay, ungroup them. All right, so remember the color I gave it, see, still stood. All right, so let me undo, Control Z, and I am able to undo. And see what we have been able to achieve. We have been able to achieve in just a short period of time. All right, so do we have any questions so far?
It's clear. Remember.
Excellent. Any other person? Do you have any question?
Oh, that's it.
So no question. Let's move on. All right, it's going to get even much more interesting. Now we are done with the tab. Let's go up. So when we look at this Excel, we can see we have this thing up. We have followed by this, and then this. So let's take them one after the other. So the top here is called Quick Access Tool. This top is called Quick Access Tool. Now, up here you will see the symbol telling you that it is an Excel sheet that you open. Auto save. So the auto save is The autosave has this button attached to it. So this button, when I on it, it gives me the power to save any changes I make here online. So what it means that if this is on, anything I write, I don't need to click to do Control S to save, or click on my file and save, because it's automatically saved for me online. That is autosave. And to enable autosave, I will click here and it will ask me to log into my OneDrive to save it there. And I am not interested in logging in right now. So that's what autosave is. And the next is save. So I don't know, I'm not on autosave because I can come here and always save my work. And the key and the short key is Control S. That is for save. The next is undo. So you can always undo your work. All right, so you can undo your work, you can redo. So the opposite of undo is redo. Redo that thing that you undid. So redo it. So undo is backwards, redo is forward. So after that, you have this. This is the name of your sheet. So let's go back to it. So you can say this, showing you that this is the name of our sheet. So that is the name of your sheet. When you click on it, you can actually rename it. So you can rename it when you click on it. You can rename it, you can upload your file. So you can upload it online if you want. All right, so let's move on. Let's move on. Now, here is search. This place is search. You can search anything you want. Excuse me. All right, sorry about that. So let's move on. So here you can search for anything you want to search for on this sheet. Okay, so when you move up, when you move to the right, you will see your name. So let's say you're logged in, like it's showing that I am logged in. You can see my name here, and of course, this is the normal thing you see on want to minimize, want to maximize, and you want to close your file. So that is it up there. So below the quick access bar, we have the tab. So this is the quick access bar, and this is the tab. You can see the tabs here. So we have the home, insert, draw, up to help. These are called tabs. These are called tabs. And below the tabs are the ribbon. The ribbon. The ribbon. That's what you see below the tabs. Below the tabs. Now here I am on the home tab. I go to this home tab. While I am on it, I double click on it. Watch what happens. So you see, my ribbon has closed, or has hidden. Why do I need to do this? Because I want more space to work. I want more space to work, so I close that ribbon. Now notice that when I open and when I click another one, it opens. When I go there, it opens. But the whole idea is to it's not a permanent closing. It's just to give me space to work. I double click on it, it closes. If I double click on it again, it opens. That's how simple this is. Double click, you close it. And that's temporarily. double click, it opens. If you double click on it, it closes and you go to layer page layout, it opens. And when you come back here, it still opens. So the whole idea is to temporarily give you collapse to give you more space to work. So below the ribbon, we have, all right, so below the ribbon, we have the name box. So you can see H6 written here. Where did we have this H6? This, as I hover over it, you can see it, name box. This H6 came from wherever I had clicked on the on this sheet. And look at where I clicked here, and it's still selected. So H from the top, H from the top, 6 from the side. And that is how to reference a cell. So every cell is in an Excel is unique, and you reference it by its number. And this number is given by, this reference number is given by the position of the column and the row. And this particular combination, this powerful combination, makes everything in this place, every cell, to be unique. And that makes it much more powerful. So if I move here, you will see it's selected E6. If I come here, B16, anywhere you go, you select the name. Anywhere you go, it's selected. All right, so let's move on. Okay. So the next here is the formula and function bar. So let's say I have 23 here and I have 15 here. So you can see here and here, when I select here and here, so the number shows here, but the cell number shows there. So when I select here, let's say I select this place, and I will come here, I type equal to, because whenever I want to do any calculation in Excel, you start with equal to. I type equal to, then I pick this number, and then I will say minus the other number. So what do? I will come here, enter. I could also use my enter key, or I'll come here. Because I'm typing it on this function bar, I will come here and click this, and that will execute. And my answer is 8. So this is function of formula bar. And within each formula bar, you have so many other things. So when you click on the function, on this function, fx means function. When you click on it, it brings up, it loads of these formulas, and you can see them. Some of the most used formulas out there. So it's showing most recent. So if I come here and click all, it's going to show us all the formulas. Depending on what you want to click, if it's a financial function, you click financial, and then you will be able to see all the financial. If it's, so for databases, you can see whatever you want to see, whatever you want, logical, you see if error, if NA. So when you just click on this, it brings out this thing, you'll be able to know what you want to choose. So we close this and move on. So I'm going to remove this. All right. So that's it, function bar. And so let's do some text manipulation for now. So let's say I select multiple cell. So I select multiple cell. Now, first of all, this cell some of us are not very comfortable using it. However, it does tell you where you are at every point in time. But let's say you're not comfortable using it. You can select here. Yeah, you should be able to come to view, select. All right, so you click up here, and then when you click up here, it will select everything. If you don't want to click up there, you can click here and then Control A, and it will select everything. So you come here and you don't want the grid. You know, the cell like line up and down showing you the grid. You don't want it. You click here, grid line. And then you have a clean interface. You have a very clean interface to do whatever you want to do. So from here, I can just pick how many cells, 3 cells up and 4 cells down. I can pick and I want to merge them. I'll go back to home. I will merge them here. So I have been able to merge them. I just highlighted and I merged them. So I will type Prime Soft is a great place to learn. All right, so here we are. PrimeSoft is a great place to learn. Now you will notice when you look at this, you notice that this is okay. So all right, so I will make it PrimeSoft is a great place. Yeah. So you can see it's center aligned. I'll click out. So you can see it's center aligned. Now let's move up and do some things here. Now I want you to understand because of the nature of Excel, it has the capacity to control you. So, but you need to be in charge. Tell Excel what you want and Excel will respect you. So now I want to be able to manipulate this. So this is what I'm going to do. So imagine I'm building a dashboard and I want it to be, I want my dashboard, I want to have, a line across. So let me make it a bit longer. Merge. Yeah. Okay, so, all right. So it has unmerged the whole thing. So I'll make it merge again. All right. So here we are. So we have something, we have merged this line. So let's have this, and I want to start my dashboard, I want this line, I want the name of my dashboard. So I will call it, I can name it. Let me come here and name it. Prime Soft Sales Dashboard. So like we know it's center aligned. So if I want it, if any position I want it, any direction I want it, or any angle I want it, all I need to do is to come here and give it the angle I want. If I want it slant, I'll come here, you can see. If I want it facing down, slant I'll come here to face down. If I want it up, you see, if I just whatever you want. If I want it to come down 180 degrees, so I'll make it the other way. Depending on how you think it will be easily read, you will make it that way. So I'll just keep it like this to face up. Now, you can see it is still center aligned at the bottom, and you can see the alignment up here. So this is center, this is bottom center align. If I want it center align in the middle, and that's it, middle, center align middle. When I click, I'll keep it at center align, then I'll click the middle. So you can see it comes to the middle. If I want it by the side here, and by the side here, yet in the middle, it will be middle but left align. You can see. If I want it right, middle to be right align. If I want it to the top here and maybe right, I will come here, top to go up. If I want it left, it will be at the left. If I want it in the middle, it will be in the middle. Just do whatever you want. Be in charge. And the most elegant of all of them is just middle here. And of course, as it is, I can then come and increase the size. Can increase the size. And when I increase the size, it begins to make more sense as a dashboard. You know, it begins to make much more sense. And then I will have the other space to do whatever I want to do. And let's move on. Of course, if I wanted to make it by the side to be thicker, should be able to make it here, border here, and I want, okay, so I make it here, thicker, good. I want it bigger, the line color. Okay, so in case I want the line color anything, oops, I want to do another thing. All right, so I'm undoing now to go back to where I was. All right, so this is where we were. Now I've been able to handle this and that. I've been able to show you how to merge on this place. And let's say we have that. All right, so let's say we still have prime soft is a great learning place. So this can see how it overflowed. If I want it, so it's as if it's written across two other columns. So if I want, I can hide it. I'll just select it, and then I will go and wrap it. So this is now taking its, so it's wrapping about it's, so a text wrap, what it does is it creates enough space to take it, but within the width or the available width of that particular column. That's what text wrap does. All right, so let's move on. Do we have any question at this point? Any question?
No, for me.
Okay, so then let's move on. Okay, so now we have explained so many things here. The other part of this, we're going to explain them in the course of time. Okay, so on this same ribbon, let me take this opportunity to explain this. When you look at this, you notice we have like clipboard, things like formats, cuts, copy, and paste. This is clipboard. Are you with me? This is clipboard. So name of everything here, it's grouped under clipboard. The next kind of group is we have fonts, then alignment, number, style, cells, editing, add-ins. So these things are grouped, and this is how Excel tab works. So we have a tab. A tab has an entire ribbon, but this ribbon, it can't just add functions. These are functions. You can't just add functions or commands into the ribbon. You will need to create a group where you will be adding commands. So this is like the clipboard group. Then you can add what you want to be in this clipboard. Depending on what you want, you can control what you want here. But you have to create a group, and the group you'll be able to add. And well, I'm going to demonstrate how this thing is being done. And we're going to create our own custom ribbon the way we want it to be. All right, so let's move on. So let's do a little bit of data manipulation. So this is Excel. And this Excel sheet. A sheet is made up of rows. So a sheet is made up of cell. Cell is individual. Then rows from left to right, columns from top to bottom. Excel, a cell, a row, and a column. So I'll do it this way. This is the row. This is a column. Inside here is a cell. It's a cell. The row, green, columns, column, yellow. Inside between them is the cell. And that's, I explained to you, the point where a cell and a column meet, you can call it their reference number. So this will be F12, and you can see it up there, F12, if that makes sense. Now let's start with some formatting in cell. So I'm going to do just a little bit of formatting. All right, so let's say I will say Fola. So I'll put names here. I'll have Fola, and I have Julia. These are two names that are so popular in my mouth. Then I have IBK, our BA. I have Namdi. So notice what happens here. When you type test, by default in every Excel, it's automatically, you know the way when you're typing, the normal font, the normal typing setting is that alignment is that it becomes left aligned because you're kind of typing from left to right. So that's how it works in Excel. But check out if I come here and I would say this is sales. So Nandi made 250. I became made 485. Peculiar made 694 and Polar made 758. So notice how the number became right aligned. And this is the normal behavior. Numbers will become right aligned. Tests will become left aligned. Please take note of that. So let's say I don't want Namdi to be fair. I don't like the way I kept all this space. I don't know why I kept it for. So I can move everyone. You see how I highlighted everything? Then I will come here. All right, so move it. So can you see? When I wanted to move it, something happened. As soon as the cursor changed to the light cross, the light plus sign, it means I am ready to drag it. So I will drag it to this point. See, I've dragged everything. Let's say I want to drag only Fola. Watch what happens. So I will drag it only Fola. I can drag this one and bring it. I can drag the two of them and say I want you to be under Fola. And then I can drag I can drag this one to bring it down. And in fact, everything here, I want you to come down. Just come and stay here. See? Because I want to write something on top here. Does that make sense? That's how you can easily format this stuff. Easy and very interesting. But this is number. This is supposed to be money. So Kingsley, why don't you make it look like money? It's sales. So let's highlight it, right click, go to format sales. Click on format sales. Can you see? Because it's money, you can see here on this format cells, you can see align, you can see numbers, align, font, border, fill. So most of what you see up here, group you see up here, you still see it here. Not all, but most of them. So the number side, I'll pick it and I'll have, it's a currency that I want. So on this currency, you can choose what you want. So you say you want to choose it to be in Naira. Do we have it in Naira? We should have it, but will I be able to find it?
NGN.
Is it? And where is it? So NG. All right. So I don't know why we don't have a symbol. So in Naira, but we should have a symbol. Seriously? It's not supposed to be this. I've seen symbols, not NGN. I've seen Naira, the Naira symbol before. Let's see if we can find it. Because I've seen people use it, except if it comes as adding. It might actually come as adding, likely. All right, good. So Nigeria, if I don't see Nigeria, I will choose my Igbo. Let me be. So you can see we've got it. So if we want a particular sign here, the number of decimal places, 2 is actually a standard. So here we are. We've got something nice. Because it's sales, so this is the amount we made in sales. It's up to you to change it to whatever you want. You don't like it in Naira, you can change it in dollars, you can change it to pounds, whatever you want. But just know that everything is there for you to use. And see, that's how interesting it is. Now I am here. I am on this cell. Okay, so I don't want it on this cell. I want to move my cell. I want to move this cell. So I will hover on it. First of all, when you click here, you can see this arrow facing down. When you click here, it selects everything. So that way I can move the cell. So when I hover, you see it's ready to move. I want to move it here. So I've been able to move that. I can also move this one. I can move the both of them. So when I select the both of them, I can move them. So the same way that I move a cell, I can also move a row. I want to move this, so this entire row. So I want you to show you that I actually moved a row. So it won't be like I moved only these two. So I will type something here. So you know that I actually moved those 2 rows. So now I move them. Oh, sorry. All right, so now I can move them. So you can see I move those 2 rows. I can move one if I want. I can move all of them. All right, so let's move on. So sometimes you're typing and it becomes so long or so it's too short. You want to control the rows, the column. You can come here, click the column. When you hover over here, immediately it changes to this little bit darker cross, a plus. You can control it. So you can control it like this. You can control what you want. But be careful how you control it. So see what happens. As I moved it, because the numbers are left aligned, if I want it to be consistent, if I want this cell to be, by the side of this number, all I need to do is I will say, okay, cell, go and become right aligned so it will be in the same place. So the thing about Excel, guys, is that you need to be in charge. You need to be in control. And when you're in control, it becomes so interesting to use. So the same way we, make this large, wider, we can actually make the cell, longer. Can you see? But this does not make any sense. You use it when you have a lot of things you have written, so you can do it. Now, I want to hide my column. I will just right click and hide column. But you need to know that you have hidden a column. One of the ways to know that a column is hidden is you see this text M, N, then you see a P, you show that something is there. M, N is supposed to be O and P before P. So something is hidden. So you can double click it. All right, so I'm supposed to be able to double click it. All right, so let me right click and unhide. So the same way you hide a column, you can actually hide a row. Just the same way you hide a row. And remember that you're hiding a row. So right click and unhide. All right, so where do we need to use this? So I work with a company where we used Google Sheet a lot. So we need to hide some rows and some columns from the clients who are the front end users. So we'll be able to hide it. And some of them we also need to protect them. We are able to protect them. So you are going to find use case for when you need to hide and when you need to unhide something or protect any part of your sheets. Do we have any question, guys?
Yes, I have a question. Please,
Yeah, please.
please, can we hide and protect at the same time? Because if you just hide and maybe I'm an end user, out of curiosity, I would like to unhide it and because it's not protected.
So can you hide and protect at the same time? Yes, you should be able to hide and protect. All right, so let's see. So I want you to know something. There are there are some functions that are not by default built into your sheet, and that is why you have VBA to write some custom function to do your project, to do your work. For instance, you want to protect and hide. You want to write a function that will do the same thing. All right, so we don't have protect on the level of cell here, and we don't have protect on the level of column here, but of course we have hide. Now, on the side of hide, I want to make you understand something. So let's say I give you the way to protect your work is this. This is one of the ways. It's not exhausted. I have this. So I want you to consume. So I want you to consume. First of all, I will give you access to it. I will only give you read-only access to it. So when I give you read-only access to this, it means you cannot edit it. So that way I can come and hide peculiar. So because you only have read-only access, you cannot unhide it. You will know it's something is hidden, but you cannot unhide it. Does that make sense? Peculiar?
Yes,
Yeah, so this is one of the
yes.
ways you can hide it. Now, at anybody who you want to give editor access, you don't necessarily need to hide that thing from the person. Most times anyway, not all the time. So anybody who you want to give editor access, you don't necessarily need to hide it from the person. And mind you, most of these assets we're talking about, when we talk about giving people access, it means you would have been online. The sheet you're sharing, you're giving people access, needs to be online for people to be able to access it. Please take note of that. People cannot just be accessing your stuff when it's on your local machine and this button is not enabled for you to be online. All right, so let's move on. If you want to do both of them, you can use a code to do that. Hopefully, we'll be able to reach that level where we can use the code, where we can write VBA. All right, so let's move on. And if you can learn VBA, it will help you in automating a lot of processes in Excel. All right. What else? Do we have any other question? Does any other person have any question? Okay, so I take it that we are all doing well. So as you see this Excel, the width of this Excel is almost, well, I cannot say it's endless, but I mean, it's so much. The more you click on it, it looks endless. The numbers keep increasing. The same way, the more you go down, the number keeps going down. But at the bottom, we have about 1 million rows. So when you have data set that is more than 1 million rows, you cannot open it with Excel. You have a data set that is more than 1 million rows, please don't open it with Excel. I think it's better if you want to manipulate the data, use Power Query to manipulate it. Don't open it with Excel. Because Power Query has the capacity to handle more than that. It has the power to handle more than that. Okay, so let's move on. So you can see how I have been editing. When I click here and I type something, whenever you click on any part of Excel, it enters edit mode. When you click out and go back again to click, anything you type just once, if you click on this thing once, anything I type will override what is written there. Can you see? Compare it to when I double click on this and then I choose where to add something. Anything I type will just add to what is there. Again, you're done typing, you feel like what you type, you don't like it, you just click once on that and then override what you typed. But what you typed, you liked it or you want to edit it, you want to delete some, you double click and then use your keyboard and edit. When you're typing courses, when you use the key, so let's say that's a column name, courses, and then prices, to be able to go to next row, to be able to get to the next column, I will use tab key to go to the next column. I will say prices. And then I can go and I will say duration. If I want to start typing down, I will click enter key. It will go back to where I started and I will give it data analysis. Enter key again, business analysis. Another enter key, software testing. All right. So here we are. So I'm going to, I've already taught you how to expand this. Expand this, double click on this so that I can edit what I wrote. Analysis. Okay. So the prices, I would say this is the price, this is another price, and this is another price. And I would say, what is the duration? I would say 30 hours, 50 hours, 63 hours. Now, so when I type and enter the key, it goes to the next row. When I click on tab, it goes to the next column. So that's how you get to type without necessarily using keyboard. Without necessarily using keyboard. Okay, so another way to enter, so normally we say when you want to go to edit mode, you click here, you double click it, and then you're on edit mode. So let's say I am here. If I want to go to edit mode, I can use my, so I can use my F key. So F2 goes to edit mode. So I am here on courses. Remember, if I type anything now, it will override what I have. So I will click function F2, then it goes to edit mode, and then I can delete or I can edit. F2 will go to edit mode. Please take note of that. And what else? Now we are done. We want to save our work. And come here. Where are you coming to? File. You come and save. Then when you save, you write the name. You type the name you want to save, and then you choose the file format. So for standardization, for Excel, you use the Excel SLSX. That is a file format. Standard file format you should use. XLXS. You can also choose to save in CSV, and if you want to save in CSV, you save CSV UTF. That is a standard, especially for data professionals. That is a standard for saving Excel, for saving in CSV. So what really happens is if you save in different form of CSV, let's see the other form. See here, this is a normal CSV. If you save in that format, it might actually start misbehaving, especially for those in data. So we recommend saving in this. This is the standard. And this UTF stands for Unicode Transformation Format 8. UTF-8, Uniform Transformation Format 8. And what does CSV stand for? CSV stands for comma separated value. I think I've explained this before. Comma separated value. All right, so you can still have different formats you can save your Excel sheets or workbook. And when you have chosen the format, you click on save. So I am not saving. All right, so let's move on. So right now, well, it's 1 hour already. I'm almost done, but do we have any question? Do you have any question? Okay.
Please, how soon will you upload a video?
Well, I'm not done. Hola, I am not done. So please, it's important you pay attention. Forget about the uploading of video and pay attention and learn first. Please, I beg of you. All right, so let's move on. So earlier I told you that I'm going to show you how to create your own tab in Excel. So let's say you are this person that has a particular, tool. There's this particular tool you use all the time when you're working. So you want to create a custom tab and ribbon for your work. This is how you go about it. So let's come here. Let's come here. File, options. I'll go again. File, options. Option is at the bottom. So this will come out. When this comes out, I will go to customize ribbon. Customize ribbon. So when you check here, this is all the functions on your ribbon. This is all the functions on your ribbon. Now I want to create my own. Ribbon. But before that, let's say there is a particular tab here you don't like. For instance, the developer tab. I mean, I'm not a developer. What do I need it for? These are all the tabs. So I don't want developer tab to remove it. Drawing. What am I drawing? Except I want to draw. I will. Okay, so we don't have drawing tab here. I do have draw. When I want to draw, I'll just go to PowerPoint and draw. So I don't want those two tabs. You just untick them and say, okay. So you see, the word disappeared. Anything you don't want here, remove it. So let's go back, option, file option, and then customize. I want to bring them back. So you choose what you want, and they are back. So let's create our own. Let's say we want to create Folat's, I want to create custom ribbon tab for Fola. So I will come in here, new tab. You can see it at the bottom here, new tab. I'll click it. You can see new tab is open here. It's created here. Look at it here. But I need to name it. It's a custom one. So I'll name it Fola. That's because as for me, being Fola, I want to have a special tab and ribbon where I will have all the frequently used command I want. So whenever I click on new tab, it creates a new tab for me. A tab named new tab, but I can rename it to what I want. So when I select it, I'll come to rename. Then I'll rename it Fola, and I'll say okay. So when I say okay, and I'll come here and I will say, you can see it's renamed, and it's telling you it's a custom ribbon. So I'll create okay here, and then we will see it Fola. See? That is it. Maybe that place, you don't like the place where it is. So let's go and see if we can move it to the end. So let's see if we can move it to the end. So this is me, Fola. I want to move it to the end. So I will click, drag it to the end. Good. See, Fola, it's up there. Easy. But when I click on Fola, voila, it's so empty. There is nothing in here. So it's time to start customizing. What do we want? All right, Fola, are you here? What do you want in your tab? Talk to me. What do you want in your tab? This is your tab. It's empty. First of all, we need to create a group. What kind of group? What's the name of your group? What is the name of the group you want to create? Fola, are you with me? Or are you at work?
Sorry, I'm not sleeping. I'm not sleeping.
I didn't ask you if you're sleeping. I asked if you're at work, Fola. All right. So we want to create, we have created
I'm
a
at
tab
work.
for you. Can you see your tab? Amazing. We want to create a group inside that tab for you. Let's say a place where you will do most of your editing. So we'll call it text or editing for you. So this is a group. We'll rename it here. If you want to add new group, you click on new group. So this one that is already added, we'll rename it to editing or formatting. So whatever you want. And then I want to give it a nice, a nice, what is it called? Logo. So let me give it a nice logo. Which one will I give it? Which one would I give it? All right, so since it is like this, I'll just give it this. Okay, I'll give it this. So I have selected this A since it's editing. So I'll say okay. So the name is editing. When I come okay here, you will see that I have oh, all right. So it's not showing yet. So let's go and give it something. Let's feed it so it will show. Customize. So this is it. Editing, I've created it. So what do we want to be in it? We want to be able to copy, and you click here, want to put it inside this folder, inside this group. You click on copy, you add, click on add, it goes here. You click on align center, you click on add, it goes there. Color, font color, click on add, it goes there. Okay, paste, you click on add, it goes there. Okay, after everything I want to save, you see, so I've created a group called editing and I have all this. Now let us go and see it. Now, you see, we have a group called editing. So what if we want to have another group under folder? We just go back there, option, and customize. This time around, what is the name of the group you want, folder? At least you have seen example. Folder, what name of a group you would want?
Somersault.
Folder, be serious. What is the name of the group you want?
That's after editing, right?
Yeah, this is already a group. So what is the name of a group you want? Maybe like give it any name, but any name, yeah.
Refresh.
Oh, okay, I'll name it refresh. So I'll come here, new group, click here. When I click it to create it for me, name it new group, but I need to select it and rename. So when I rename, I'll call it refresh. So when I call it refresh, I'll just pick a new this thing and I'll just pick this fresh file and name it. So now when you create a group, you need to add a command. So let's go, since it's refresh, I'll go and add redo for you. Click on redo, add, click undo, add, and save as add for you. And then those three groups, so you can see, you see the more you add, the more it keeps populating, and before you know, you have a full array of functions you commonly use. That's the whole idea. Customize your own Excel so that it will respond to you. That's the whole idea about this whole thing. You customize your Excel workbook so that it will be easy for you to use. When you're done, you go back and you can delete it. Just click here, remove, and everything will cascade and remove. So I'm going to remove it. So everything is removed. And that is it. So easy. And everything is gone. And I will stop here. Thank you. Any question?
This is quite revealing. I never knew